Hello everyone! If you like the videos and content I do, please look in the description below. This will take you to my Patreon page, where you become a patron starting at $1 per month to help support me with what I do. Without further ado, enjoy.
You know, games like, um, factions like America, there's like fucking 100 planes, and since there's so many damn planes, you can't, it takes forever to get anywhere, but since Swedish only has what you need to get to the next area, or, you know, to the next rank, it's real easy to just, unlock those 4 planes or whatever and move on. I mean, it's still going to take quite a bit of grinding, but it's a lot easier.
A little bit of grinding? It's going to take a lot of grinding.
Yeah. Well, I got to tier like 3 in 2 days or so, or tier 3 or 4.
Well, it's easy to get to those tiers, but whenever you get to tier 4 and whatnot, that's when it just gets ridiculous.
When you start having to make like over like 30 or 40,000 XP to move on, that's when shit starts getting tedious. Did you see my new bicycle?
Nope.
I put a picture of it in Discord.
Oh, that's yours? Nice. I just died to a tiger too. Right now I'm stuck in the tier system where I'm just getting railroaded constantly. Because I'm in that era where the Russians were like, armor still king, and then everyone else started coming out with rockets. Or armor no longer matters.
Yeah. I like the Russians, but I also like the Americans. America. Like, I have the Russian jets, so I've put a lot of time into the Russian planes. And now that I have them, I mean, yeah, they're good planes, but they're like also Russians. So they're ugly as fuck. It would have been nice to like done the American line so that I actually would have had cool looking jets. Oh well, I guess.
Are you fucking kidding me? Also in the tier where they're just throwing really far away shots compared to what they used to do. Finally got a kill. Oh, I see you.
I'm sick and tired of hearing about the Xbox One X or Series X and the stupid PlayStation 5 trying to claim that they're better than computers. I just think that shit's hilarious.
Oh yeah.
It's like, guys, you aren't fooling nobody.
I love how when they start to get close to actual computer specs, the price just skyrockets. And they're like, why is it so expensive? I'm like, you're trying to get PC specs for the price of a console. It ain't gonna happen.
Yeah. Just buy a computer already. I remember, like, okay, so I went and played Call of Duty, and there was this guy that was, you know, because when it's cross-platform, right? And when you get on there, it tells you who is on what console and what they're using to control their shit. So, like, it was most of the time is like Xbox people using the controller and shit. I got on one day and there's a guy that is a PlayStation user using a keyboard and mouse. And dude, I just roasted that motherfucker. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? You're playing on a keyboard and mouse on the PlayStation? Just buy a computer already, you fucking scrub. I fucking
Just demolished them.
Oh man, it was funny. It's like, oh my god, just buy a computer already. Fucking roasted that motherfucker. I thought it was pretty funny. Buy a freaking computer already.
Yeah, they will complain that they spent $400 and their console ain't near as good as our PC and they can't keep them on forever like we can. And it's like, yeah, that's what happens. When you start reaching $1,000, let me know. And the worst part is they're getting so upcharged for what they get.
Well, I know if you're giving that much for a damn PlayStation or Xbox, you might as well just go buy a computer. Jesus
Yep.
Christ.
And on top of that, PC Master Race makes up for it because you got Steam and whatnot. They can buy games on dirt cheap holidays. While other major gaming corporations, they won't do that.
I think it's funny because like, there are more PC gamers now than there ever has been.
Well, yeah, because it's more accessible.
It's funny because people that are still on the console, and you just want to laugh at them.
Console is a dying race.
You really just want to fucking laugh at them. Like, my God, what are you, a simpleton still playing on a damn console?
Now, if we're talking back to like Xbox 360 days, yeah, that was a viable time.
Yeah, because like at that point, the only like reasonable PC you could build was like an FX AMD computer and shit, and times were a little bit different then, but now with the accessibility that you have for like the Intel processors and how cheap the RTX cards are and everything, why the hell wouldn't you have a computer? I don't like the people that buy laptops and think that they're now part of the... I have this laptop that I got from Best Buy, so I'm now a PC gamer.
No. No, you're not.
I'm a PC gamer now, guys.
On top of the people who get like Alienware. Alienware back in the day, yeah, was good. It was really good tech. Now it's like you're barely getting that extra 2 to 3% boost in comparison to other gaming rigs, but you're paying for like triple the price. It's like you're crazy.
It all has to do with specs now, and since you know, all you have to do is buy like a 2070 Super or some shit, and you'll have like this incredible computer. And I don't know, people that buy laptops are people that are lazy and don't want to do research on how to build a real computer, and they just took the easy way out and ended up spending twice as much on a shitty laptop.
That, and that you can't take it apart and clean it out like a tower could.
Well, you can take them like for the most part, like my friend, he brought over his laptop the other day and we blew it out with the air compressor. We were able to take off the back piece and everything. But you have this little one tiny fan cooling the whole computer, you know. And,
oh man, that will not get the job done.
well, he's ended up giving like over $1,000 for this fucking piece of shit 1050 Ti. Or no, just regular 1050 computer that, you know, that I think is like rent-own or some shit. He ended up building a desktop for like $700 or $800 that has a 2070 in it, and it's just, I think he has realized just how completely retarded the laptop was. Like, it was just completely retarded.
Really shitty rig.
Well, it's not that the laptop's bad. It's just he spent like twice as much on it, and it ain't got shit on his desktop specs.
See what happens.
Like shit, you could have just watched like some YouTube videos and you wouldn't have wasted over $1,000. It's stupid. Like I get tired of seeing people with a short attention span go and do stupid shit like that just because their attention span wasn't long enough to go watch a goddamn 20-minute video.
It's not even that, just look it up. What's the top of the line in video graphics card? Bam, there's your answer. Like,
yeah,
holy shit.
Sort it by price, and you know, I don't know. I guess some people are just arrogant.
ram I shot over his head. And I paid the price for it. Yeah, literally just look up, what the top of the line processor is and work from there, and then go to what the top of the line, graphics card and RAM is, what you should get, and then you should get, bare minimal top of the line motherboard, because if you skip out on the motherboard, you can't expand upon that.
Yeah.
If you skip out on the RAM, you can at least expand that later. If you skip out on the graphics card, you can expand upon that, but you can't expand upon the processor with the motherboard.
Well, I mean, if you have the right motherboard, you can.
But yeah, but I'm saying if you chip out on the motherboard, you can't get a better processor.
Yeah, like I have this i7 8700, and if I ever want to upgrade, I'll just wait for like the 10th gen or the 11th gen come out and buy like an i9 or some shit.
I got my fiance the Ryzen 9, and I'm jealous. I want one.
Yeah, I mean, well, the Ryzen, they're good and powerful for the price. They're just really unstable. Your games will crash, and you'll have weird glitches with shit. I'm not a big fan of AMD. Their drivers and their software and everything sucks.
They're getting better.
I mean, it's alright. It's not Intel. Intel's super stable. You can leave an Intel computer on for a month and come back and use it, and it'll be going fine. You leave an AMD computer on for more than a day, and it starts doing weird fucking shit. And overheating. I say that from AMD experience.
Well, she doesn't leave her computer on like I do.
Well, nobody should really leave their computer on after they're done using it. Just turn it off. But I mean, it's just one of those things. Intel is just a lot better in the long run. Well, like for example, I upgraded from my FX processor. The FX processors were garbage compared to the Intel, and I went from the FX 9590 to this i7 8700, and well, the FX 9590 was a 220 watt processor. Well, the processor I have now, my i7 8700, that beats the FX processor, is only a 65 watt processor. So for 65 watts and way more performance and a lower clock speed, it's only like 3.2 compared to the FX processor being 4.7. With 8 cores, my Intel blows it out of the water. With 6 cores, half the energy consumption, half the clock speed. And I mean,
well, whenever we start using multi-threading, AMD Ryzen will blow Intel out of the water. But I'm still pissed off at Intel what they pulled off last year. Where they super overclocked an i7 to make it look like that's the new i9, and we know that's not.
I mean, the AMD, they're always trying to promise shit that never fulfills. I mean, they've been trying to roll out their version of ray tracing for like the past 2 years, and they still haven't done anything with it. And I wouldn't want it anyways, because ray tracing is an NVIDIA thing, so I definitely would never want an AMD video card. And I really, unless I'm building a budget computer, I really wouldn't want an AMD processor computer. All I know, I've had both, and after having both, I will never have AMD ever again. The Intel
I had
shit's
one
been
AMD
so much
graphics
more
card and it
nicer.
was shit.
I burn up an AMD graphics card in 2 months. I'll never own another AMD graphics card.
NVIDIA is the best graphics card you can get. Damn, I can, get some plane kills. Put these planes down if they stop, kamikazing in the ground.
Like, my Intel has never crashed on me. My AMD crashed on me all the fucking time. Like, a lot. And, I never once overclocked that processor. And this processor's being turbo clocked. And it's never crashed on me.
The only time you should ever overclock a processor is if you're on its last year of life.
Well, turbo is just most computers use the turbo function default. Like mine goes to 4.2 gigahertz when it's set to only 3.2 or it's stock or whatever. But the auto clock function never even worked on my AMD computer. Never once was able to get it to work. I remember enabling it several times and loading up the desktop, and the fucking desktop just crashed. Their new Ryzen processors are definitely a lot nicer than their old FX processors, but not when you can build an i5, the 9th gen i5, that's a $200 processor and it beats every processor on the market, so. If I was to build a budget computer, I would just build one of those. It beats my i7 8700, which is ridiculous. Yeah, the 9th gen 9600K i5 is 12th in the world. It's the 12th fastest processor in the world. And it's only $200.
But from my fiance, she's going from an i5 to a Ryzen 9 and no graphics card to a 2080 Super. And only
Which Ryzen is it?
the Ryzen 9, the one below the top tier one.
What is that?
There are 2 Ryzen 9s.
There are 3.
Okay. I was only given 2 options.
Is it the 3950X?
Yeah,
Programs running.
30 programs running when he ran it. using this website for the GPU statistics is what's really nice too. But it also, you can compare hard drives and RAM, and SSDs. Well, at least I have the 10th fastest video card in the world.
What do you have?
2080 Super.
I have the 2080 Ti, which is like second or third place. It's what?
It's fifth.
Fifth?
Yeah.
Well, I know there are the Titan series and that new one that they put in the rank, but even though it's not even made yet, which I consider being BS, but the Titan CEO edition.
Yeah, it's not on here.
Well, the one I went on.
This website is only for statistics for people that for the consumer market items. Like number one is that $2,500 Titan RTX card. And then you have like the Quadro RTX 8000 and 6000.
God, this map's huge.
What the hell? They're showing that the 2080 Super gets 5 more FPS than the 2080 Ti on PUBG for some reason. Fucking PUBG. That's the only game though. Maybe it's more optimized for it. It's weird. Or maybe more people have uploaded. That's a weird statistic. Grand Theft Auto 5, Ti gets 140 FPS and the Super gets 121. Yeah, Jacob, he just built that i5 computer with the 2070.
Well, if you have a really crappy computer and going up to an i5 and all that, that's not a bad idea. Especially if you're building a PC on a budget.
He went to that i5 needs both of our processors, so and he gave less for it. That's what sucks. Like half the price. So I mean, don't let the numbers fool you. The i5 is
Better than all of the 8th gen i7s. So it's just the 9th gen series, they really kicked it up a notch. I mean, it doesn't really matter if they built off the old architecture. If it's better, it's better. But it is what it is. I guess that's a pretty common mistake, though, is that, people think i7 versus i5. Well, the i7's got to be better, right? Well, not the past, the most recent gen, sadly. That ninth gen.
That guy is pissed. That was an easy 350 to 400 yard shot. And I come rolling down the hill and I see the guy to my right, and I'm not even aiming at him. He takes a shot, missed. I, drift hard right, aim right at him, just guess where the lob is, take the shot, hit him straight through the hull of his tank. Yeah, but the i5 to i7, it all depends. You definitely want to do your homework and research.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying, like, is that the i7 has, if you have an 8th gen i7, any of the 9th gen i5s beat any of the 8th gen i7s. No matter which one it is and which direction you look at it, it gets better FPS, runs better, has lower, uses lower um, clock speed and everything, so uses less electricity, energy consumption. So I mean, there's no benefit to having the i7 over the i5. Let me rephrase that. There's no benefit to having the 8th gen i7 over the 9th gen i5.
Well, it's way better than having an AMD.
Yeah, no, that's just it. Like, I will never go back to AMD after having a really nice Intel computer. And that's mainly because I've never had this computer crash on me once, and I've never had, like, weird shit happen. I'd like to think that my i7 had something over it, but it doesn't, sadly. Actually, that benchmark shows like every aspect. So like 8-core speed, 4-core speed, 2-core, 1-core memory. Shows a lot of statistics. There it is. Yeah, those statistics hit you right in the feels. processors, though, they don't really give you much of a difference on... It's all in the video, you know. You can only get so much from your processor.
Yeah. Graphic-wise, it's what your computer can handle.